I've touched on this earlier in this series, but I want to spend a little bit more time on it. And this will be for helping you understand some of the options and the terms related to a lease versus the options and terms related to bank financing or commercial financing. We could even expand it into commercial financing. Let's talk about commercial financing for just a minute. So depending on the time, depending on the economy, those interest rates are going to fluctuate. Sometimes, like if Ford Motor Credit has got a promotion going, you might get a little bit better interest rate than what a bank can offer you. Sometimes if they don't have any inventory, those incentives will not exist, and you're going to be looking for a bank to be able to, essentially finance part of that truck. Those terms are generally going to be, as I'd mentioned, 60 months, 72 months. I don't want to get into time specific where interest rates are at a given time, because ultimately what I want you to understand is the mindset. You're going to be subject to an interest rate that is in alignment with what your credit history reflects. And in most instances, if you're at least 700 or better, you should have a very favorable rate that would be in place for you to be able to finance that truck. So not a lot to consider on that side other than how long do I want to finance this truck over, and at what rate do I think I could get this based on my individual circumstances and my individual credit score, and what your relationship is with whoever the commercial lender is. The key point that I want to emphasize here is if you are going to be on routes that use that truck up faster than how you're paying off that truck, so you essentially create negative equity every single day that you're driving that truck, that is a very real consideration that you need to factor in. And what does that look like? What's a tangible way for me to consider how that impacts me? Let's just say I've got a Ford Transit dually rear end that has, it's brand new, and I would expect that truck to go 250,000 miles. If I'm putting 60,000 miles a year on that truck, you know that there is real risk associated with taking out a 5 or even a 6-year loan on that truck. So there's a little bit more to consider on that side to make sure you're not putting yourself and your company at risk at the end when that truck fails. And generally, again, we set that standard at around 250,000 miles. By comparison, when you're thinking about the terms of a lease, there's not a ton to consider there. You're looking at 36 months, you're looking at 48 months. You're generally going to be picking a mileage band, so you've still got to give that some consideration, but you can go into it knowing that if I'm putting a lot of miles on a truck, you wouldn't have the expectation that a lease is going to be the solution for you, because the lease provider in that instance would have to be looking at this truck is not going to be worth nearly as much when it is returned to the lease company as it being turned in with lower miles. So you're generally going to see anywhere from 20 to 35,000 miles per year of bands for you to try to make sure that your operation fits within. When you know that at the end of this lease, the truck is not your problem, there can be a lot of good with that. So if you've had a bad experience with a truck, if you don't like the truck, your drivers don't like the truck, it doesn't meet your needs because of the size or the gas mileage or any number of considerations, you can go into this knowing that at the end of that lease, somebody else has got to deal with that, and you get your security deposit and you pick the next truck that you think will better suit your needs. In the case of owning that truck, that is your truck to decide what you're going to do with. So if you're unhappy with it, it's your problem to fix that, which can be a real thing. The needs of your package delivery area can certainly change. FedEx requests of what type of trucks you're running and the safety equipment, all of those different factors can change without any control of yours and any wrongdoing, and yet those changes can directly impact your bottom line. And you go into it knowing that, hey, I am in a position to where I may not have any equity in this truck even at the end because of a market change or something that devalues this truck. You're pushing all of those risks aside when you're going into a lease contract, because you know that at the end, regardless of what has happened in the market, I get my security deposit back and I get to move forward and pick the next best option for your organization moving forward. So I just want to make sure that that consideration is given, because there are some significant differences between that end of life at the lease and end of life at the financing/ownership bucket when it comes to truck considerations.